It was a crisp October dusk when 5 old friends, Emma, Jake, Caitlin, Luke, and Riley, rumbled down a dusty Nebraska road in a creaky Chevy pickup bound for Emma's grandpa's ancient cabin in a forgotten cornfield. Halloween was sneaking up, and these 30-somethings were desperate to trade their soul-sucking city jobs for a weekend of whiskey, twangy tunes, and spooky tales by a fire. The cornfield, with its brittle stalks hissing like gossip in the wind, screamed bad news, but they brushed it off with cold beers and snarky jabs. The cabin reeked of damp wood and earth like it was holding its breath. Its porch groaned like an old man, and the windows looked like they'd been ignoring soap for a century. That first night, after grilling burgers and sipping too much whiskey, Luke, flashing a greasy grin, said, "Remember how we used to spook each other silly in college? Who's brave enough to stroll that creepy cornfield alone tonight?" Caitlin rolled her eyes. "Oh, please, Luke. You trip over your own ego out there." The group erupted in laughter, but a quiet unease nibbled at their guts. They had no clue Ezra Haunt, the skulking scarecrow, was lurking in the shadows, waiting for a loner to wander off. The first vanishing. Morning came, and Riley decided to venture into the cornfield alone to snap some photos. She grabbed her camera and a coffee, smirking, "You lot are lazier than a pack of cats in the sun. I'm off to snag some epic shots." Emma warned, "Don't be a hero, genius." Riley winked, "Stop fussing, Mom. I'll be back before you miss me." But 1 hour stretched to 2, and she vanished. Emma, pacing like a nervous hen, snapped, "Where's that shutterbug hiding?" Jake and Luke trudged into the field with flashlights, spotting odd muddy tracks like someone dragged giant hands through the dirt. Luke squinted, "What in the world? Looks like a bear did a belly crawl." Jake snorted, "Quit spooking yourself, tough guy. Though it smells like a swamp had a bad day out here." Riley never returned. That night, the cabin was silent as a graveyard. Caitlin tried calling for help, but the signal was deader than disco. She groaned, "This place is a total void, isn't it?" Emma whispered, "Maybe she's lost or something worse." Jake, trying to keep his cool, said, "We stick together till dawn, got it? No solo adventures." But Ezra was watching, ready for someone to slip up. The second hunt. By dawn, Luke was unraveling, pacing like a hamster on a wheel. "I'm done playing statue," he grumbled. "I'm scoping out the cabin. Maybe Riley left a clue." Emma pleaded, "Don't pull a Lone Ranger, you goof." Luke waved her off. "Chill, Emma. I'll be back before you can blink." As he stepped to the cornfield's edge, a faint scratching, like claws on dirt, tickled his ears. He spun, but saw only stalks. A heavy whiff of wet soil choked him. Then he glimpsed it. A shadow darting fast. A figure with a burlap sack for a head. Eyes glowing red like twin embers through ragged holes. No pupils, just searing crimson light. Its body was skeletal, twisted like snapped branches slick with mud. And its hands were massive, bony claws dripping with sludge, scooting across the ground like a nightmare. Luke stammered, "What in blazes?" before Ezra's hands clamped his throat, snapping his neck like dry twigs. The cornfield quivered once and fell still. Deeper terror. By afternoon, Luke was gone too. Caitlin was a mess, wailing, "This blasted field swallowing us whole." Jake yanked Grandpa's old hunting rifle from the shed and growled, "Anything twitches, it's getting a lead haircut." Emma, voice wobbly, said, "We can't split up. Whatever's out there hunts when we're alone." They barricaded the cabin, locking doors and windows, rifle at the ready. A soft scratching circled outside, slow, like a predator's heartbeat. The smell of wet soil slithered through the walls, thick and oppressive. Caitlin muttered, "That stink!" like someone cracked open a coffin. That night, Caitlin hit her limit. "Enough," she said. "I need a bathroom break." Emma urged, "We'll stand guard. Come on." Caitlin scoffed, "Don't be clingy, Emma. Wait in the hall." She locked the bathroom door. The scratching grew louder behind the wall. Her pulse raced. The door wouldn't budge. She yelled, "What's going on?" The tiny window exploded. Ezra's red eyes blazed through the dark, set in a burlap face caked with filth. His massive hands, slick with mud and decay, smashed through. Caitlin's scream died as Ezra's claws crushed her face. Jake and Emma heard bones crack. When they busted the door down, only muddy handprints lingered. Final breaths. Now it was just Emma and Jake. Fear sliced their hearts like a cold knife. Jake clutched the rifle and snarled, "We're making it to dawn. Together." Emma, eyes dry, whispered, "It's waiting for one of us to mess up and be alone." They sat back to back in the cabin's center, staring at doors and windows. The scratching ebbed and flowed, mocking them. The reek of wet soil gnawed at their nerves. Near dawn, Jake snapped. "I'm done," he said. "I'm checking the truck. If it starts, we're out of this nightmare." Emma begged, "Don't, you knucklehead. It's waiting." Jake barked, "Ease up, Emma. I'm not rotting here till I lose it." He reached the truck and turned the key. Engine roared. He thought he'd cracked it. Then Ezra's massive hands, dripping with slime, shot through the open window. Its burlap head loomed, red eyes burning like twin furnaces, body a gnarled mass of mud-soaked branches. Jake shouted, "You gotta be kidding!" before Ezra snapped his spine like a pencil. Emma, peering from the cabin window, saw only his shadow vanish into the dark. The end. Emma was alone now, hiding in the cabin. She barely breathed. The scratching swelled, a wicked lullaby. The smell of wet soil drowned everything. Ezra's red eyes glowed through the window, not angry, but patient, endless. When the cabin door creaked open, Emma felt only the stench, like her own tomb. By morning, the cornfield was quiet. The truck sat outside, door ajar. No trace of Emma or her friends remained, just a few muddy handprints trailing into the field, fading among the corn's shadows.